Scentland, the land of scent. Hello, Chris, back with another fragrance review. This time covering my favorite Italian designer house, the house of Versace, founded by the late great genius Gianni Versace, whom I really always adored, loved for what he is. He really was an icon, almost a pop star of the fashion industry. He had his own fingerprint, just like Karl Lagerfeld, who actually was the role model for Versace, which he always stated. And so Versace became really a milestone in fashion, Italian fashion and global fashion. He established his brand in 1978 in Italy, in Milan, and obviously entered the fragrance market quite soon after that, in the early 80s. And he got murdered, unfortunately, in 1997 in Miami. It was a sad day. It was the 15th of July. I was sad, actually. I was very sad to hear the news. I remember waking up to the news on German TV, and I was totally shocked because I really liked. Obviously, I didn't know the man, but I really liked. He was shining somehow. He was. The man was just shining, you know, and I saw that. I speak some Italian, so I always understood when he was talking in Italian, in English. He was just. The man was shining. I don't know. There was something special in that guy. And so I was very saddened as I heard the news. And then obviously his sister Donatella Versace went on with the business and took it even further and higher. So when I look at the fragrances that have been issued or put on the market by the Versace brand, I mostly take fragrances or like fragrances that are or were issued by or brought to the market by Gianni Versace still. But there is a fragrance in here in my top 5 which was put on the market after Gianni Versace passed. So you know, in all fairness, I'll try to cover later stages of the Versace house after Gianni's passing. So this is my top 5. Okay, I don't claim that, you know, this is the best ever top 5 or these are the only top 5 Versace fragrances that I could recommend. It's just my personal taste, my personal top 5 fragrances that I would like to introduce to you. Starting on spot number 5. It's a very weird fragrance. I reviewed this separately. It came out in the famous jeans line. You know, there's blue jeans, metal jeans, black jeans, white jeans, whatever jeans. And there was a fantastic fragrance called Green Jeans. Came out in '96, I think, if I remember well. And this juice is just something very, very weird. It's not necessarily a compliment getter, but I have never ever smelled anything like this in my life. It's a local fragrance. It's in general it's a green citrus, bit mossy, you know, like the color of the juice, right? But it's very synthetic, but in a good way, in a weird way. If you spray this on, you're gonna stand out of the crowd, you know, definitely. You're gonna be, it's, I can't even say it, like it's, I have to smell it again. It's a natural synthetic. It doesn't really exist, that category, right? What am I, like natural synthetic? It doesn't exist, but this is somehow a green, lime, piney, mossy, combo that or blend that is just you know, making you look special or crazy, or I don't know. It's just, you know, I have this bottle for 10 years and didn't use it much, but for some reason I adore this fragrance because it's special. It's not like the usual fougere green, mossy, piney, citrus compositions. This has this modern twist to it, which makes it somehow stand out from all the other green fragrances that I know. and this is why I adore this. This puts me. I spray this on as it puts me on in a very special mood, in a very special place. Fantastic. I rarely use it, but when I use it, it's totally up there, and it hits the marks of my expectations. Green jeans. Actually, the bottle itself was designed by Gianni Versace himself. It's the same bottle, like for the blue jeans, green jeans, red jeans, white jeans, metal jeans, black jeans, whatever. Green jeans on spot number 5, a weird natural synthetic citrus mossy piney fragrance. If you ever have the chance to try this juice, give it a chance, give it a try. Spot number 4, the same year. Gianni Versace is still alive in 1996, and probably I think this is the last fragrance that he's brought out or has been introduced to the market under his creative lead. Dreamer, many of you know this fantastic tobacco fragrance that has this, I think it's iris maybe, it has this slightly powdery aspect, powdery, flowery, light tobacco fragrance that is, some like it, some hate it. It's a very well-known fragrance on the market, even though it's over 20 years that since it has been introduced, but obviously it became a classic. There's a reformulation, new packaging and all that, but the scent didn't change that much. It's a very romantic fragrance, very good performance on this fragrance. A bit maybe more for the 25 and above crowd, just like green jeans actually. But for me, this is an autumn, nighttime, daytime fragrance. Autumn, this is all about autumn for me, but maybe because in 1997 in autumn I use this and it always will remind me of that time. So I really like the Dreamer, and I always reach for it in this particular time of the year, autumn. Great fragrance by the House of Versace on spot number 4. Spot number 3 is a fragrance that actually came out after Gianni Versace passed. He got murdered in '97, and this fragrance came out in 2003. And it's called simply Versace Man. It has this great purple stuff. I don't really like purple, but it very much fits the fragrance. You see, it's only a little bit tinny when you left at the bottom there. I like this. Again, it's a tobacco fragrance, but this is much more dense, heavier, heavy cigar tobacco. If you open this, it's like you're walking into a cigar shop, really. It's a bit sweeter than that, but it has a dry aspect to it and fantastic tobacco. It's just an amazing tobacco scent. With some, maybe the sweetness is there, maybe sandalwood, tonka. Not exactly sure. I haven't checked the notes. I just wanted to give you my impressions on this one. But tobacco is definitely the main player here. This is a 30 ml size. Fits great in your pocket. It's a nighttime fragrance for me. It's a feel good nighttime luxurious fragrance. Very luxurious due to this tobacco feel. I mean, it's very dense as well. Don't overspray because it's really sitting on you. But it's very stylish as well, very Italian as well. So I totally adore this. This is how it got into my top 3. Versace Man 2003. Love this juice. Spot number 2. We go back to the 80s. 1984 or 1986. There's several sources saying several dates. What I know that this is my second favorite fragrance, and it's been, released during the lifetime of the late great Gianni Versace, and it's simply called Sachet Lung. This is the original bottle. A little bit left. You can see actually I like these fragrances. I gotta stock up again because there's barely anything left in these two. Versace Lung is just, for me, it's just it feels like a bright day in Monte Carlo. That's bright day in Monte Carlo bottled. That's how it feels. It's rich, It's classy, it's bright, it's optimistic, it's uplifting, it's manly, it's a great leathery, woody, citrus blend that just elevates you above the ground. Like you really walk in above the ground. It's a carefree fragrance that is, you know, you wear it, you're a millionaire. You know, you really feel like top. It's so classy that sprayed it here earlier is just, it's fantastic. The color of the juice, which is obviously not visible here, it's a golden color. There, again, there's a reformulation on the market, which is almost the same. This was a bit more denser, maybe a bit more aromatic at the time, but not much of a difference compared to the reformulation that is still around. And actually, I salute the House of Versace for carrying this juice on to the new generations, because it deserves to be there. Versace Lung, one of the giants of the 80s, so-called powerhouse fragrances, but this is not that type of powerhouse that just knocks you over. This is much more sophisticated, it's luxurious and pure Italian luxury. Yet the picture I get in my head is a bright day in Monte Carlo, Versace Lung. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the winner, my all-time favorite Versace fragrance, dates from 1991. And I remember I was reading the Italian newspapers, La Gazzetta dello Sport, and there was a full page ad in there with this fragrance. And this is how the fragrance appeared at the time. That was they always showed it from the back. That's the front. And it's called Versace. And the signature of Gianni Versace is just there. I reviewed this as well. What a juice, ladies and gentlemen. What a juice. This has been launched at a time where the 90s already started, yet the 80s had still influence on the market. This is a dark, fresh, aromatic fragrance that starts with a great lime. It has fantastic leathery aspects, some lavender, loads of floral aspects to it. I love floral things in fragrances. Overall, it's a very masculine, almost macho type of fragrance. It has a great piney aspect to it, which gives it a real edge. While the citrus is still playing along and the lavender is there as well, the piney aspect together with the florals, the whole composition is so well made that it's a stunner. If I would need to rate sexy fragrances, this is the sexiest fragrance ever. Versus by Gianni Versace. It's just like, it's so stunning. The performance is unbelievable. I got this bottle in New York. It's available still here and there. It's not in production anymore, I think. But this juice, you have to have this juice on your shelf, because if you spray this on, you know, daytime or nighttime, you're gonna be the winner. You're gonna be the center stage. Like, it's a blend that resembles no other, and a total stunner. Like, it's a stunning fragrance, and I love it to bits. So this is how it made and why it made my number one. Versus from Gianni Versace from the year 1991. The only downside is you can't really carry this in your pocket, right? And this cap is huge, but the performance makes up for it. I do 5-6 sprays underneath the shirt, and it shines and shines and shines, and the next day it's still in your shirt. So it's fantastic. Spot number one, Versus. And yeah, so God bless the late great Gianni Versace. You know, it was just such a shame that he's not around anymore. Really a great loss, I think. Let's hope things like this don't ever happen again. So that was Chris, and I'll be back with more, also from the House of Versace, but more fragrance reviews to come. Thanks very much for your attention, and see you soon. Bye bye.